Good morning, everyone. We're here at Parque Tayrona, the entrance to Parque Tayrona, which is a national reserve or national park here in Santa Marta, Colombia. And we got up this morning. We had a super high protein breakfast, a bunch of water, some black coffee to hold us over. Nice high protein breakfast. I recommend to any of you guys, if you're going on a trip, if you're going on an excursion, if you're doing anything on a vacation and you want to make sure you stay full and keep your energy up, make sure when you get up in the morning, get up early, hydrate, eat a super high protein with some fiber breakfast, or whatever you want to call it, your first meal of the day. It's really important to do that. Anyway, so we're going to go on a tour. Hopefully we're going to see some animals. There's going to be 4 beaches. We can swim at the last one. So we're looking forward to this. I'm going to take you guys on this adventure a little bit today.
El que le gane.
Lo último. Ya para acá. Te voy a ir hasta allá. Pon ahí. Te voy a ir hasta allá. Ay, qué pena, uy.
Vamos a durar una horita. O, de acuerdo al ritmo, así vamos a llegar. Allá hay una parada donde podemos hidratarnos, hacer fotografía. Vamos a ver las 3 primeras playas. La playa de Cañaveral, la playa de San Felipe y la playa de Lagumar. Hola, Juancho.
Hola, Juancho. Que ya le perdió el miedo, ¿no?
Sí, ya. No hay que alimentarlos.
No, que no hay que alimentarlos.
¿Tomaste la foto? Llegaste tarde.
Sí.
Juancho, venga para acá. Míralo, ahí va.
Pero ya lo sabe, velo ahí, míralo ahí.
Se acercó.
Juancho. Juancho. Aquí.
Venga, Juancho, venga, Juancho. No. Juancho tiene malas intenciones. Sí.
No, él quiere venir, ya él se acerca mucho, no hay que alimentarlo.
No hay que alimentarlo. Sí.
Cuidado que se quite los pechitos.
Ay, tan hermoso. ¿Cómo es que llama? Peggy.
Póngale el nombre.
Peggy.
Simón.
¿Verdad? Ahí están.
Eso es cuando cogen las cosas.
No te quedes, no te digo, no te hagas.
What's up, guys? So just if you guys are considering coming to Parque Tayrona, you need to know that this is a super hike friendly place. So, you know, there are seniors on this tour, there are kids on this tour. So if you don't consider yourself in great shape, you'll probably do fine. So as you can tell, I'm breathing a little bit hard, but I'm moving at a decent clip. So but yeah, so don't be too worried unless you're really out of shape. This is doable for most people. There's one woman on this tour who's 76, so it's all in your mindset. But yeah, it's approachable for all levels. We're getting close to the sea right now, the ocean. Estamos muy cerca del mar y puedo escuchar las olas. Vamos.
Vean la que viene.
Hola, costeñol.
Exacto. Le está hablando costeño ya.
All right, so if you're curious about the prices of the Parque Tayrona tour, it's 150,000 Colombian pesos per person. If you are a foreigner, you have to pay an additional 50,000 pesos, so it's 200,000 pesos. And anyway, so that's, if you're curious about the price of this tour, well worth it. We're stopping on 4 beaches. It's like a super tropical paradise. Highly recommended. We saw a couple monkeys so far. Let's get it. You know, I'm a big advocate of just walking, finding excuses to get outside and hike. And it's easier, of course, when you're living out of country like this and you can do something like this on a Sunday. But walking is so friggin' underrated on your guys' health. And you guys should just make excuses to walk more. So definitely, if you're away, there's some people that complain about TV remotes not working and bullshit like that, and just feel like lazing about all day. If that's you, cool. That's just not me. I'd rather find things to do. Even if we weren't on this tour today, we'd be walking all around, doing errands, going to the beach, swimming, finding things to do that are active. Hope you guys can see all this stuff. This is
Vamos a hacer nosotros antes de la salida tercera. ¿Qué? Nosotros antes de la salida. Nosotros antes de aparte de eso. Ustedes me dieron no. ¿De comer nosotros? No, pero de comida. Ay, nosotros.
I wish you guys could smell the air here. It's so fresh and so nice. It's incredible. We're getting really, really close to the ocean. You can usually tell because, well, the trees change. There's more palm trees. Three really important things to note here, gang, with the Parque Tayrona hike. Number one, it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Number two, there is a definite divide between people that are in decent shape and people that are struggling a lot more. It's a little bit disorganized in that way. We know that we're in the front of our group and we know where our guide is, but I wouldn't want to be in the back part of the group. I would probably get anxious. So there's a little divide there. So if you're not in great shape, it's okay, but if you're a person that gets really anxious, maybe it's not the best type of tour for you. And then number 3, which is the pity of this whole thing, it's gorgeous. Everything's almost perfect. I almost don't want to say this because I feel like I'm complaining in this gorgeous ass place. But they have horses here. And they, in case people get tired or whatever, they use horses to get them back to the start of the park. The downside with that is about 60% of this entire 2-hour walk to this last beach has smelled like horse shit. Literally smells like horse shit. And that just kind of sours the gorgeous clean air that you'd be experiencing here. Constant smell of horse shit. It's the only downside. Everything else, Parque Tayrona, otherwise, is a 10 out of friggin' 10 in terms of touristy things. If you're okay with having other people around, this is definitely for you. If you're looking for an excuse to get a little bit of exercise in when you're in Santa Marta, highly recommended. And there's even a tent zone over here. Look at this, guys. Check out this beach. Look at this. Just took a gorgeous, gorgeous dip, everyone. This beach is gorgeous. It's called Cabo San Juan. You can't enter this without entering the national park, so you can't just come to this beach on a day by yourself. You have to come with a guide because it's a national park. So they have like strict rules and regulations, but it is worth it. It is worth it. This beach is gorgeous. The water is refreshing. You can buy beer and sodas and stuff just over here. I mean, look at this. Like there's like mountains all around it. It's absolutely gorgeous, guys. So highly recommend. Once again, it's Playa Cabo San Juan. It's in Parque Tayrona, Santa Marta, Colombia. I said this in an earlier clip, and just in case I don't use that clip, it was 150,000 Colombian pesos per person, which is roughly $50 US at the time of this. So roughly $50 US per person. If you are a foreigner, you have to pay an additional 50,000 pesos, which is, I don't know, $12 and so 15 to $17 US. Not going to try to math it right now. And regardless, it's worth it. The food ranges as of today, the food ranges between 40,000 pesos and 70,000 pesos for a plate. So that's like chicken, beef, fish, rice, pasta, something like that. Beers are 7,000, which is, oh, by the way, that plate is anywhere from $15 to $25. So it's tourist prices. And then beers are 7,000 pesos, which is, I don't know, $2.10, something like that, American. A little less than that, a little less than $2. They're like $1.75 American. And then sodas are about $1.25 American. And water, of course. So that's where we're at. But I mean, just check this out, guys. You can go up here, there's like an observation area. I haven't been up there yet because I just wanted to jump in the water. My girlfriend's in the water right now. She's taking her turn, enjoying it. We have the valuables, so we take our turns just in case, because theft is high. Probably a little less at a place like this, but theft is still high in the country. Look at this water and the contrast between the greens of the mountains. All right, guys, here's what the food looks like here. I have a Creole steak with what's called a salad and rice and French fries. You don't get to pick your sides. It comes with that. And she has some sort of chicken breast with creamy mushroom sauce and the same sides. I think every plate here comes with the same sides. You don't have the choice of it, but you also are not forced to eat it either. What's going on, everyone? We finished for the day. I did 20,257 steps, and she did like 26,000 because her legs are so much shorter than mine. What a trooper she is, my girlfriend. Anyway, one thing I want to say about this is the beaches are absolutely gorgeous. The meal out there, you're gonna wait in a long ass line, but it's decent food. It's not like the best food ever, but it's decent food, like fish and chicken and beef and that kind of stuff. And I will also mention there were a lot of people that struggled fitness and energy wise. There were a lot of people that did not make it and that had to go really slow, and because they were going so slow, by the time they got there, I don't even think they would have had time to eat at the restaurant. So just FYI, if you are going on a Parque Tayrona tour, be sure that you're in decent shape. I'd recommend, if you're in decent shape, fairly fit for sure. If you are not as fit, or if you're a senior, if you're still in good shape, you can do it no problem, but just understand that you might be a little bit more rushed if you bought a dinner. If you have a dinner included, you're going to be a little bit more rushed. Man, there are a lot of bugs. That's what happens out. But yeah, you might be a little bit more rushed, but just give you a heads up, especially if you're looking for time in the beach and the ocean. The ocean is great. We got there early. We were the second pair to get to the beach from our group, so we had tons of time to swim and tons of time to take photos, and me doing my YouTube and my Instagram. So just FYI, that's a little pointer. What's going on, everyone? It's about 2 weeks after the Parque Tayrona tour. I got my hair cut, obviously, and I have a new microphone. I bought a new microphone. Thank the Lord. I don't know if I would have brought this with me on the tour, but that's besides the point. I wanted to leave a couple closing remarks here for you guys. This was a good amount of exercise. I do recommend, I echo what I said in the video, like, it's better to be in decent shape. If you're not in great shape, you'll be slower, and as a result, your guide might be way ahead of you. And by the time you get to the beach, if you got food, you might be rushed to eat your food, and it might be a little more stressful than I thought, than you would think. And it's really disorganized. You have to get used to things like that in Latin America. If you're not familiar with Latin America, things tend to be really disorganized. I don't know why. It just, and all the locals are relaxed about it too. So that's kind of a good thing. It's kind of a bad thing at the same time. But regardless, yeah. So once again, the price was about $50 per person for a local. It's about almost $70 per person for a foreigner, and you have to pay it and go with a guide. You cannot enter the park without a guide. I'm glad, because it's gorgeous, and if anyone could just enter, it would be destroyed. So I understand, because it's a national reserve. And the biggest thing I got to point out is the videos don't do the colors justice. It is way better in person. Obviously, it's still beautiful, but it's way better in person. So yeah, you gotta go to Parque Tayrona if you are in Colombia. It's a great thing to do. If you are one of the people that gets really tired on the walk, you can take the horse back. Yeah, the only downside with this whole thing was the smell of the horse shit. And the whole time, not the whole time, but 60% of the time, there were periods with really nice air, and I even brought it up there in the video. But I'm rambling. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe, hit a like on this. Yeah, this is a little bit different from my usual health and fitness content, but I did reference some fitness stuff in here too. And of course, when you're going on a nice hike, this is really good for health and fitness. So this is something that we do every weekend, and I just happen to, record at this time. Anyway, if you got to this point, if you have questions or comments about this video or about Parque Tayrona or Colombia in general, drop them down below. I've been living in Colombia for a cumulative total of more than a year now. That's not all in a row because of visa restrictions, but cumulative total of more than a year now. So if you have any questions to do with Parque Tayrona, to do with Santa Marta, do with Colombia or any part of Colombia, drop them down below. Definitely 9.7 out of 10. I recommend Parque Tayrona. It is worth the money. Cheers.